at 6 p.m. And that's how I managed to finish my university, courtesy of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Kabisa. Kabisa. Later, when Jaramogi died, I remember we went to Bondo. We went to Bondo to bury Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. And I remember James Orengo almost took over the funeral ceremony with his famous quote of Mark Antony. 1 year later, during the first Teroburu, when we went to Kangoka Jaramogi, and Moi said that there is not going to be live music. Nakumbuka ilikuwa saa 1 jioni. DC wa wakati huo alikuwa anaitwa Kirito wa Mai, akatupa tear gas usiku. Nakumbuka tukipitia pahali kuna cactus huko Kangoka Jaramogi, tukiwa na Oburu in a very small hall. So therefore, I come here today to celebrate a legend and to celebrate a part of Kenyan history that shall never be taken away. The challenge we have as we honor Jaramogi today is to be that generation that can make a difference. I believe deep down in my heart that we can relive and relaunch the nationalist credentials that Jaramogi and others lived. It may not be from a monolithic thinking as it was when Jaramogi and Kenyatta teamed up. It may not be from the same political party, but we can have an agreement on things that we can never have a dispute about. We can agree on a set of ideals that brings Kenya together. May God rest Jaramogi Oginga Odinga in eternal peace. Asante sana.
Asante sana, Waziri Moses Kuria. Can we have order in the house, please? Tafadhali. Asante sana. Asante sana. Now we are going to have presentations from abroad from 4 scholars in Great Britain and the US who have studied Kenya very well in politics and economics and who knew Jaramogi as many of us do. So I'm going to request them to take 5 minutes each. I hope the electronics is ready for me to call Professor David Thrupp of George Washington University. He will be followed by Professor John Lonsdale of Cambridge University, and then our brother John Kamau, who is a well-known journalist in Kenya, but currently is doing his postgraduate studies in Toronto, writes very good articles in the papers, well researched and from archives and so on. And finally, from Professor Robert Mason of West Virginia University. So first, let me request Professor David Thrupp of George Washington University to come on, please. Please listen to him very carefully. Pay attention as Professor David Thrupp addresses you for 5 minutes, followed by the others. Thank you.
Gentlemen, I only met Jaramogi once when he was campaigning to honor him. I think you can divide his career into 6 phases. First, the period of his education at Messina, the Alliance High School, Makerere, and then back to teach at Messina. And that period demonstrated, I think, his willingness to stand up and challenge authority in 2 famous confrontations with Carrie Francis. First as a pupil at Messina, and then just before he went to Makerere over Carrie Francis's appointment as the new headmaster of the Alliance High School. The second period is, I think, extremely important and underestimated, and that is the period from 1945 until he was elected to the Legislative Council.